Yes, indeed, I am the man. What a news cycle this is. This guy has got to go. Trump has got to go.
George Floyd snuffed out by this police officer who's supposed to be serving and protecting people.
It's the Ron Kelly Show.
You know, the United States of America was the greatest country before Trump, and it's the greatest country now after Trump. The white supremacists want to go back. They want to go back to the days when it was legal to own slaves.
You are about to be entertained by the ape, the young man who has become a legend of his own time. You want answers. I want the truth. You can't handle the truth.
Well, you can tell everybody. Yeah, you can tell everybody. Go ahead and tell everybody. I'm the man, I'm the man, I'm the man. Yes, I am, yes, I am, yes, I am. I'm the man, I'm the man, I'm the man. I believe every lie that I ever told. Paid for every heart that I ever stole. I played my cards and I didn't fold. Well, it ain't that hard when you got sold. Somewhere I heard that life is a test. I've been through the worst, but I still get my best. God made my mold different from the rest. Then he broke that mold, so I know I'm blessed. Stand up now and face the sun. Won't hide my tail or turn and run. It's time to do what must be done. Be a king, forgive now, God. So you can tell everybody. Yeah, you can tell everybody. Go ahead and tell everybody. I'm the man, I'm the man, I'm the man. So you can tell everybody. Yeah, you can tell everybody. Go ahead and tell everybody. I'm the man, I'm the man, I'm the man. Yes, I am, yes, I am, yes, I am. I'm the man, I'm the man, I'm the man. I got all the answers to your questions.
Y'all better know it. You better know it. I am the man, damn it. This is the Ron Kelly Show. And it's on blogtalkradio.com, RonKellyShow.com. Michael Cavalcanti is like a shadow. I can't see anything. I cannot see anything from Michael Cavalcanti at the moment.
Can you see me?
No, I still can't see you, brother. I still cannot. It's dark as hell. I cannot see you at all. Let me, while you're working on that. Okay. All right. Now. Okay.
Yeah, my camera, I need to get a new phone. My camera's not that good.
Yeah, it must be a, you must have a Samsung. Anyway, all right, Michael Cavalcanti is here, everybody. I'm going to bring him in just a second, but let me get this on first. Welcome, everybody. It's the Ron Kelly Show. Shout out, Marshy. What's going on, my brother? The Ron Kelly Show on its own blogtalkradio.com.
Is there a way I can turn the volume up?
.com. Hold on just a second, brother. Let me get through the stuff that I usually do before when the first show was on. So welcome, everybody. Thank you so much for joining me, the Ron Kelly Show. It's on YouTube, live on Facebook Live. And, of course, all my people out in the boonies on blogtalkradio.com. Shout out to my peeps over at Fume Cigar Lounge in Montclair, New Jersey. Shout out to them. Somebody sent me something. Let me see. Steph sent me something, and I don't see it. I'll get to it. I'll see if I can find it, and I'll get to it. Anyway, everybody, welcome. Thanks so much for joining me. It's the Ron Kelly Show, and all across all social media platforms. And
can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you, brother. On TikTok, as a matter of fact, the Ron Kelly Show is on TikTok.
I can't hear.
Yeah, on TikTok. Well, I can hear you. I'm not sure what's going on, but I can. Maybe you need to turn your mic on or something like that. not sure what's going on with you, brother. Everybody, welcome. Thanks so much for joining me. Michael Cavalcanti is the author of several books. The one we're going to talk about tonight is A Father's. Now I'm all A Father's Double Life. That's right, A Father's Double Life. We're going to talk about that in just a few minutes, everybody. So welcome and thank you so much for joining me. So buckle in, buckle your seatbelts, and we're going to have a decent time. I can't see Michael. I can just barely make you out. Could be maybe because the light is behind you. The light should not be behind you. The light should be in front of you. But the light that's behind you, it looks like a lamp or something, and it's shining directly into the camera, and it might be interrupting what's supposed to be. I mean, it looks a little better now, but I think that lamp is not good. That lamp is not good behind you. Okay, everybody, thank you so much and welcome. And thanks for joining me. I'm a little just discombobulated here. So you thought you were going to have free community college. Nope, sorry, not going to happen. So, all right, well, maybe we'll give the family leave, 12 weeks. Nope, it's got down to 4 weeks. Now it's down to 0. So the Democrats are just stepping in it all over the place. Because at first we thought, I mean, everything's been taken out. And I was looking forward to that free community college, by the way, because I definitely, I do want to go back to school. So I was looking forward to that free community college, which is gone. The family leave is gone. I
can't hear you.
The Medicare, Michael, I don't know. I've done everything I can on this side. I don't know what's going on. Because you're on the phone. Okay, yeah, all right. Let me just remove Michael from the show for now. All right, everybody. Shout out to Ronald McCready. What's good, my brother? I know I love you, man. I know you're in the house. Gil Maystow Jr. What's going on, Gilly, my brother living down in Florida? I'm jealous as hell. And Dr. Lamb, what's going on, my brother? Maybe I'll catch up with you guys later on for the Thursday night football. Finally, it's going to be a good game. The Packers and the Cardinals, I think, is going to be finally a game worth going to work, going to church. Finally, something that's a game that's worth going to work late for. Those of us still go to work. Brother Gilly is retired, so he doesn't have to worry about that anymore. Congratulations to you, Gilly. You put your time in, and now this is your time. And a beautiful wife. I don't know if I can say wife. She's a lovely lady, and I wish you all the best. To my buddy Gil, I haven't seen in about a year or so. Thereabouts. And shout out to Aaron, my partner Aaron, who Gil's son, who's would sit there and partake of our nonsense. Not yet. Okay, all right, Gilly, not yet. All right, well, man, she looks like a keeper. So whatever happens, if you're happy the way you are, then I'm happy for you. If you move forward, I'll be happy for that too. So everybody, welcome. It's 9-10 minutes past the hour. And shout out to my peoples over at Fume. Did I mention Marshy and Dr. Lamb, Steph, my Buddha, Steph, Lenny, George, Dex. I hope I didn't leave anybody out. All my peoples over at where I hang out at Fume. The shirts are coming too. The shirts are coming, by the way. Okay, everybody. I see that, brother Gilly. You look happy, man. I'm happy for you. I want to leave Jersey. I want to leave New Jersey. I'm tired. Okay, I think I can see Michael Cavalcanti a little bit better now.
I can hardly hear you.
And I still don't know why. I mean, I have no idea because I don't control anything over here. So I don't know why you can't hear me. Maybe because you're on the phone. It could be because you're on the phone. Okay, the mic is not muted. Shout out to my brother Kev. You're right, Kev. I forgot about you. So many of you guys, man, but it don't mean I don't love you. I just can't remember everybody all at once. I'm getting old and my brain is starting to fry a little bit. But Okay. All right.
Hey, Ron.
Yeah, I can hear
Yeah,
you.
let's try to do this another time when I have a better phone.
Okay.
I thought my phone was okay. I can hear you, but I can barely hear you.
Yeah, I can hear you perfectly. There's no issue
Yeah,
whatsoever.
I'm straining to hear you, and I don't know why.
Yeah, there's no
You know, maybe
Let me see, hold on.
maybe I should have a headset or earphones on. That would probably help me.
Well, I don't know. Well, let me see, because I go cancellation.
That's better.
Yeah, I just did something. I'm not
There
even
you go. There you go. Now I can hear you.
Oh, okay. Good. Phew, finally. All right.
Yeah, I hear you loud and clear.
Yeah, I mean, you know, this business is full of technical difficulties. Please stand by. Shout out to Kevin Stevens. What's up, my brother? See you guys a little bit later on. Those of y'all who'll be in the house, well, a little bit later on. All right, Michael Cavalcanti. He's an author, and he's authored many books. And the one book that we're going to talk about tonight is a father's. Well, how do I keep forgetting what this book is? A father's double life. A father's double life. That's the name of the book, right? Okay, we're going to get to that in just a minute. So as I led with now, so we thought we were going to get community college, free community college. I was looking forward to that because I was definitely going to go back to school. No, it's out. Also, the family leave. First, it was 12 weeks. Then they cut it down to 4 weeks. Now it's gone. It's not even in the bill at all. So, you know, this bill, it started out at $3.5 trillion and it's being whittled down, whittle. So, you know, now it's down to 1.75 trillion and they're still fighting over it. So I don't know what's going to happen. Thank you, Dr. Lamb. Dr. Lamb says he can hear us both clearly. You know, a little bit later on in the program, who really is in charge? Because we like to, we like to think that we are in charge when it comes to women. You know, a lot of us will, you know, we like to think we're in charge when it comes to women. We like to think that, hey, yeah, I got this, I pulled this. Not. We'll get to that. Who's really in charge? You know what I'm saying? Who's really in charge? Did we really pull that, or did they pull us? Who's really in charge? We'll get to that a little bit later on in the program. But first, I got to take a quick break, right? I got to take a quick break. I'll be back in just a minute, and we're back with Michael Cavalcanti of Father's Double Life and all the other stuff that I want to talk about a little bit later on in the program. This is the Ron Kelly Show, and it's on blogtalkradio.com. The Ron Kelly Show. Yes, indeed, I am the man. What a news cycle this is. This guy has got to go. Trump has got to go.
George Floyd snuffed out by this police officer who's supposed to be serving and protecting people.
It's the Ron Kelly Show.
Alrighty then, and we are back, everybody. It's the Ron Kelly Show, and it's on blogtalkradio.com, the RonKellyShow.com, on Facebook Live, and also on Twitter. It's the Ron Kelly Show. On TikTok, it's the Ron Kelly Show, and on Instagram, it's the Ron Kelly Show. So welcome, everybody, and thanks so much for joining me. Michael Cavalcanti is here, and apologize for technical difficulties that we went through a little bit earlier, but now we're back and we're on the air. And just a program note.
There we go.
Uh-oh, Michael Cavalcanti disappeared. Okay, just a
I'm right there. I'm right here.
Okay, popup.doublegood.com. Popup.doublegood.com. Popup.doublegood.com is Christina's pop-up store, everybody. So you can go and check her out. She's doing an online fundraising pop-up shop selling popcorn for Phi Delta Kappa Sorority Incorporated. Half the proceeds will go to a scholarship. So definitely, everybody, you know, you popcorn lovers, log on to popup.doublegood.com. That's popup.doublegood.com. And also, everybody, The views and opinions expressed here are exclusively those of myself and R. Kelly Media Enterprises LLC, and are not those of my advertisers or anyone who works for or who advertises on the Ron Kelly Show. The Ron Kelly Show is being brought to you by Amica and Porterfield Transportation for 40 years. The Amica and Porterfield Transportation has provided safe and reliable transportation to and from your destination, schools, churches, private transportation, medical transportation, you name it, they can do it. Located in Plainfield, New Jersey. And I'll get to that a little bit later on in the program. Okay, so you're watching the Ron Kelly Show. All right, Michael Cavacanti is here. Welcome, brother. Appreciate you. I know we had a little mix-up last week, but that's okay. Or week before last, I should say.
Yeah.
Yeah. So let me start with this. It must have taken a lot of courage to write that book of Father's Double Life, because you're not only exposing your dad, your father, you also are exposing yourself in some of the most some things that most people would probably just die with, So yeah, they would. I'm not telling nobody this stuff. So yeah. Tell me about how you came to the. Tell me about how you came to
to write the book.
How you got the courage to go ahead and write that book.
Well, went through a lot as a kid. I grew up in Memphis, and the book is about me being sexually molested by my father. Now, a lot of people, when they hear this, when they hear the storyline, they like, I don't want to read the book. I can't take that. I can't take, reading about a kid being harmed or abused or anything like that. But only one chapter of the book deals with the sexual abuse from my father, and it's only 2 or 3 pages. The rest of the book is entailed is just about me growing up as a kid. Before that happened, after that happened, what I dealt with is what a lot of kids nowadays deal with, which is bullying. I was bullied by kids because I was a cute little kid from California. I had a California dialect, and I was in Memphis, and I was picked on constantly. I was beat up for no reason. I was just, other kids just terrorized me. I was raised in poverty. Rats and roaches infested a rats and roaches infested shack when I was 10, 11 years old. We didn't have much food to eat. My father struggled to keep a job. My mother, she tried to work. Went through a lot. And when my father, when this happened to me, it was like, okay. I didn't know what I didn't know what to think of it and everything that led up to it when it actually happened. You hear a lot of people talk about sexual abuse and being raped and whatnot, and people, just like the Bill Cosby thing, a lot of people they were like, well, why did these women wait 10 years, 15 years, 20 years, 25, 30 years to come forward? And as someone who's a victim of sexual abuse, I can tell you that when it happens, you don't want to tell anybody. You want to keep it inside. You want to hold it inside. You're ashamed. You feel like it's your fault. You feel like, why did this happen to me? No one's going to believe me if I tell anybody. So there's a reason that when people are raped or sexually molested, they don't come forward initially. They keep it inside. And if it wasn't for my mother, asking me, Michael, what's wrong with you? Because she noticed a change after he molested me. And, I finally told her what had happened. And at that point, she got the social services involved, and we got taken out of her home, me, my brother, and my sister. And it was like, we was gone for a couple of years, but I was the only one he ever touched. And I would have never said anything to my mother if she hadn't forced it out of me. But I went through this period of time where I was in foster homes. I went to psych wards. I felt like something was wrong with me. And but as far as how I got the courage to finally just write it, I felt like everyone knows that little girls get raped and molested by stepfathers, fathers, and whatnot. But very few people know that this happens to boys as well. But boys don't want to tell the story. And I felt like if I could just get the story out there and let others know that, hey, it's okay, and that you can talk about it, and that, you can let other people know that, hey, it does happen to boys too. it could help people not only deal with the trauma of going through that, but also let them know that just because you're abused as a kid, that you can make something out of yourself in life. You know, a lot of people use sexual abuse or poverty, or, you know, my dad wasn't there or my mom wasn't there, and they use it as an excuse to turn to drugs, to alcohol, to gangs, to violence. And I didn't do any of that. You know, here I was, abused by my father, going through poverty, bullied by kids. And I didn't turn to drugs. I didn't turn to alcohol. I didn't turn to violence. I didn't turn to gangs. You know, I just dealt with it. I dealt with it internally, and my mother, being a Christian, also helped me because she taught me how to forgive. And eventually, I did forgive my father. But the main reason behind the book wasn't for, you know, fortune or fame or anything like that. It was to help others who have also been through that sort of thing, and to say, hey, it's okay. You know, it's not your fault, and then it's okay to talk about. And go ahead.
Yeah, so let me ask you now. Yeah, and see, and that's one of the things that people kind of think that it's going to be, the book's going to be salacious and it's going to talk about, you know, was the actual, what actually happened.
Exactly.
And that's not, you know, that's not what it's about. And I guess that's one of the reasons why people probably wouldn't want to read it. So the book, so writing the book, how much therapy did you get from writing the book itself?
I got a lot of therapy. You know, it took me 2.5 years to write. I'm a very meticulous person. I'm kind of a perfectionist. So I wanted to make sure the times were right, the dates were right, the years were right. Everything was spot on as far as when we were taken out of our home, the time we spent in the foster home and foster care. I wanted everything to be precise. So it took me 2.5 years to write. I started writing the book in 2007 and finished it in 2009. And then here's the thing. Now, the book is selling. It does really well. Obviously, it hasn't hit the mainstream because I don't have an agent or I don't have a major publisher. It was self-published, but the book actually does very well. Actually, if you search A Father's Double Life on Facebook, you can go down to the threads and see all the comments. There's one particular part that has over over 150 shares and a lot of comments. The UK, the book is doing very well, and it's finally starting to pick up. It's finally starting to pick up in the United States. But again, it just hasn't got that national or international popularity because I don't have an agent or a publisher behind me. But as far as the book itself, again, it's a very good book, and this is how good the book is. After I wrote the book, someone read it and they said, "Man, this book could actually win a Pulitzer Prize." And I was like, "Really? You think?" They're like, "Yeah. Why don't you submit it to Columbia University?" So I submitted the book to Columbia University. You had to send 8 copies. I'm sorry, maybe 5 copies. You had to send 5 copies to Columbia University, and they have a review board. That's where the Pulitzer Prize for Literature is given out by Columbia University each year. So after I published the book, I said, okay, what the heck? Well, I don't have anything to lose. So I got 5 copies, along with a letter explaining why I wrote the book and who I am, and gave them a brief bio of myself. And lo and behold, 2.5 months later, I was called by a CBS affiliate radio station in Pennsylvania, and it's like, hey, your book, A Father's Double Life, is being considered for the Pulitzer Prize. And I was like, what? And are you kidding me? They're like, no. They were like, we'd like to interview you about the book. And so in late 2009, I interviewed with a CBS affiliate out of Pennsylvania, a radio station, about the book. They interviewed me for about 15, 20 minutes. And I actually thought I was going to win. I was like, wow, could this actually happen?
Yeah, you're supposed to think you're going to win. I watched that too, by the way.
Did you really?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So you know, so I'm like, wow, this could really happen. I'm telling my wife, I'm telling my kids, I'm telling my family and everything. And I'm like, man, I could win the Pulitzer Prize for Literature. And and obviously I didn't win, but it was nice. It was nice to be recognized that the work was such a great literary work to even be considered for the Pulitzer Prize. Because, I mean, how many books are written every year? How many books are actually out there? And how many books actually get considered for a Pulitzer Prize? So the book is really, really good. If you go to Amazon, you can read the ratings. It has 5-star ratings mainly. The average star rating is 4.5, but most of the ratings are 5-star. So it's really a good book. And again, only one chapter and only a couple paragraphs of that one chapter actually entails as to what happened to me, as to what my father did to me.
And that's what it should have been.
Yeah.
That's what it should have been, because it should be more about healing.
It
more
is,
about,
and that
you know,
exactly, and that's
more about
exactly
healing and
exactly.
and so it could help other people.
Exactly, and that's what it was all about.
Yeah, because there's a lot of people walking around here today who have been abused, who have been molested, who are just not talking about it because they feel alone.
Exactly, and that's why I wrote, and that's why and that's why I wrote the book. And you know what? After each page, each chapter, each word, there was times when I just broke down in tears and broke down and cried. And I was like, man, I can't believe I went through this. I can't believe I endured this. I can't believe I'm still here. I can't believe that God put me through. I can't believe that, out of all of these things that happened to me over the course of the first 19 years of my life, which is the years that book entails, it goes all the way from when I was born in Los Angeles, California in 1966, February 28th, and it goes all the way till I graduated out of Navy boot camp in 1985. So it covers 19 years of my life in chronological order. It goes from the time I was born all the way when I was born in Los Angeles into my mom made the decision to move us to Memphis when I was 3 years old in 1969. And from that point on, that's where I grew up. And then after the childhood, it was like, it was time for me to make a decision on what to do with the rest of my life. That's when I made the decision to go into the military and into the Navy. And I would highly recommend any kid who doesn't know what to do after they get out of high school, if they don't know that they want to go to college or they don't think they want to go to college, the military is the next best choice and the next best option. I did 10 years. I got to see the world, and it taught me a lot, and I learned a lot, and I grew up a lot. But that 2.5 years of writing that book, it was a lot of therapy. Again, I broke down in tears many times, many a night. I'd go to bed crying, but it helped me heal and finally come to grips with what happened to me and why it happened. And, the hope for writing this book was that, hey, it can touch somebody else's life, whether it's a boy or a girl, because females could, anyone who's been abused in any kind of way, it doesn't just have to be sexual abuse. It could be physical abuse, mental abuse, sexual abuse, any type of abuse. If you've been through any type of abuse whatsoever, and you're having a hard time coming to grips with what happened to you as a kid, read this book. It will help you. Pass it along to someone it can help. Pass it along to somebody who it could possibly provide healing for. And that's the reason I wrote the book, and it definitely helped me.
So what are you working on now?
What am I working on now? I'm actually working on a screenplay.
You got a whole bunch of books. Yeah, you got and I want you guys to go to Michael's. Is there a website or your Facebook page?
No, I should have a website, but I don't.
You have a lot of books, and some of those other books I want to talk about.
Yeah.
There's a couple of other books, especially the one I can't think of the title of the book. It was like everything you need to know about sex or was afraid to ask. It's got that kind of,
that book is How to Get a Man, Keep a Man, and Marry a Man, and No.
Right. Yeah, I definitely wanted to talk about that. So I'll bring you back and we'll talk about some of the other books.
Okay.
So let me just ask you: what happened to your dad?
My father died of a heart attack in '95. He died 2 days before my daughter was born. Now here's the crazy part about it. My dad, after I left the house, he continued to put my mother through hell. But she was a Christian woman.
But he didn't go to prison.
He never went to prison because back in the day they just didn't do that. They took the kids out of the home and say, Mr. Kawakani, you're going to go through a period of psychological evaluation. In the meantime, we're going to take your kids away from you. And after I think you've gone through enough psychiatric evaluation, I think you're healed or whatever it is, we'll allow your kids to come home. So that's what they did back then in Memphis. But now in this day and age, he would have definitely been incarcerated because there was definitely, there was definitely proof of what he did and, everything.
Today they would have hung him today. I mean, today.
Oh yeah.
The way things are today it's everybody's running around with their hair on fire. So something like that would have been big deal.
Absolutely.
Today.
Absolutely.
But I'm glad, I'm glad that everything worked. I'm glad you're okay and you know, you're
I
healed,
appreciate it.
healing, and
Yeah.
you know, because I can't even imagine how traumatic that must have been. And then somebody who's supposed to be protecting you
Yeah.
is victimizing you. So I can't
Absolutely.
even imagine, you know, how traumatizing it must have been. I mean, and you at a young age.
Yeah.
It's
I
just,
was 13
yeah,
years old when it happened.
yeah, it's just, you know, it's just incomprehensible at that age to even really try to understand,
Yeah.
you
It
know,
was.
what was going on.
It was. It was. I was like, what? I was like, what is this man doing? You know, I mean, because I looked up to him so much, and I respected him so much. Yes, sir. No, sir. I mean, there was nothing in this world that I wouldn't do for him. And you know, when it happened, I was like, what is he doing? I didn't know anything about sex. I didn't know anything about girls. I knew I liked girls, but I didn't know anything about sex or anything like that. And he introduced me to this world that I was clueless about, and I was naive about, and I didn't know anything about. And then, of course, after it happened, I was really confused. And for the next, you know, for the rest of my teenage years, I shut women out, you know, because he affected me to the degree that I didn't want to have anything to do with females at all, because, you know, I was damaged, you know, and he made me that way. And it wasn't until 20 years old when I went into the Navy that I actually lost my virginity to my first girlfriend. But other than that, yeah, he affected me in a way that was very negative, and you know, it was a man. He was a man I looked up to, and I couldn't understand why he was doing it at the time. And it wasn't until years later when, you know, my mom just told me he's sick. You know, he's mentally ill, and you have to be to do something like that to a kid, especially your own son, your own daughter, or whatever. But yeah, that's what happened.
Yeah. So your mom is
My
still.
mom's still living, man. She's 86. She's 86 years old. As a matter of fact, she lives in the house. She lives in the house with us, and you know, she's 86 years old, still alive and kicking, man. She's a devout Christian. She watches her TBN Trinity Broadcast Network 24/7, and but she's 86 and she's doing fine. Yeah, she's still alive.
How do you think everything affected her? Do you remember back in the day? Like
I will put it this way, and nobody that hears this is going to believe it. Okay, being that my mom is the Christian woman that she is, okay, the moment we got taken out of that house, okay, and this was like 1982, my mom has been celibate ever since. She won't touch another man. She won't talk to another man. She don't want to be with another man. She looks at men as being disgusting. That's how my mom views it, because
it's because of your dad.
Because of my dad, yeah. So he affected her. He affected her for the rest of her life as well. She stayed married to him, but she never allowed him to put another hand on her for the rest of his life. And again, he died of a heart attack in '95. But she wants nothing to do with a man. And now, as far as a friend, yeah. But as far as a relationship or a sexual relationship with another man or anything like that, she hasn't longed for that ever since we got taken out of the home. So yes, it affected her in a very, very, very negative way, and made her look at men as like just terrible. So yeah,
unbelievable. Yeah, and that's the thing.
Yeah.
The tragedy of it all is that they, you know, when people perpetrate these type of actions, they don't understand. It's like a pebble in a lake where, you know, where the waves just go out.
Yeah. It has a trickle down effect. You don't realize how many people really affect.
Right. People near and far.
Yeah. Absolutely.
People close to the situation and people away from the situation are still affected. All right. So give us your information, how people can reach you, how can they buy your books, et cetera, et cetera.
Okay. Yeah. Michael Cavalcante. You know, my name isn't the easiest to spell, but if you just search A Father's Double Life, that's all you got to do is then put A Father's Double Life either on Facebook or on Amazon. The book is going to come up. My name is Michael Cavalcante. I had 4 books. I have 3 books. There's other books I have, but those are the only 3 on Amazon. A Father's Double Life is my baby. That's my best work. Again, Pulitzer Prize, you know, consideration. It's 230 pages. It's really a quick read. It's 26 chapters. I'll put it this way. Everyone I know who has read that book, once they pick it up, they do not put it down. So it is definitely a page turner. People do not put that book down once they pick it up, because they want to know what's going to happen to little Michael in the next chapter, and the next chapter, and the next chapter, and the next chapter. I wrote a book to where, you know, you want to stay engaged with it. So, yeah, and I need to put just on the battery. I think my charger's running down. But that's how you find the book, A Father's Double Life, on Amazon or Facebook. You'll find the link to the Amazon link.
Okay, thank everybody. It's Michael Cavalcanti, A Father's Double Life, and there's a couple other books that I'm going to bring you back. We'll talk behind the scenes.
Okay,
man, Kiefer, man, I definitely want to get into it because
hey,
let
me tell you one thing.
Need help.
Hey, let me tell you one thing. Let me tell you one thing about that book. Men like that book more than the women do, and it's mainly because of the poetry. There's like 6 or 7 erotic poems in there that the men like more than the women do. So I have more male buyers of that book than I do female buyers. The book was
sending them to their girlfriends.
Yeah, the book was made for a female, but males are buying that book more than females are.
Hey, whoever,
because of the poetry.
Buy it, man, woman, dog, whatever. Buy it. All right, everybody. Michael Cavalcanti. Michael, thank you so much, man. I appreciate you taking time out from your evening and sticking in there, even though there was some technical difficulties. I don't know what it was about, but
yeah, we made it through.
Yeah, I stumbled upon it. But thank you, brother. Everybody, Michael Cavalcanti. It's A Father's Double Life. And there's a couple other books. You can find them on Amazon.
Absolutely.
Well. Thank you, brother. Appreciate you. And we'll talk behind the scenes about the other books that you have going out there.
All right, not a problem, sir.
Now continue to
nice being on your show, Ron.
Thank you. And thank you for your courage. And thank you for what that book has done for others. Because I'm pretty sure that there are a lot of people who have come out of the shadows.
Yeah.
After reading and gaining some courage and getting the help that they need.
Yes, sir.
From reading your book. So thank you, brother.
All right, Ron. No problem, sir.
We'll pray for that Pulitzer Prize.
All right.
Thank you. All right, everybody. It's Michael Cavalcanti, A Father's Double Life. Okay, everybody. Don't forget the pop-up. What did I say? Pop-up. Pop-up something or other. Christina's pop-up store. Popup.doublegood.com. That's popup.doublegood.com. We'll take a quick break. We'll come right back with more of this show. And who's really in charge? We like to show pictures of the chicks that we feel like we've conquered, but who is really conquering who? We'll get to that and a couple other things I want to talk to you guys about. We'll get back to that, and we'll get to that and more when we come right back with more of the program. It's the Ron Kelly Show, everybody. It's on blogtalkradio.com, theronkellyshow.com, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube. We're all over the place. Back with more in just a minute. It's the Ron Kelly Show, and it's on blogtalkradio.com. All right, and we are back, everybody. It's the Ron Kelly Show, and it's on blogtalkradio.com, theronkellyshow.com. The Ron Kelly Show is sponsored by Amaker and Porterfield Transportation. Okay, Amaker and Porterfield Transportation. Since 1980, that's 41 years. Wow. Since 1980, Amaker and Porterfield Transportation has been your choice for safe, reliable transportation to and from your destination. Medical transportation, school buses, churches, synagogues, you name it, Amaker and Porterfield can handle it. Located in Plainfield, New Jersey. You can email to amaker.porterfield@verizon.net. That's amaker.porterfield@verizon.net. Give them a call, 908-753-6423. That's 908-753-6423. Amaker and Porterfield is a sponsor, paid sponsor of the Ron Kelly Show. Thank you, everybody. Thanks so much for joining me. Thank you, Michael Cavalcanti. I will get in touch with you, my brother. after the show is over, I will get in touch. Yes, I will. Yes, I definitely will, because I want to talk to you about some of those other books. So, so shout out to my peeps, the brothers I smoke cigars with and stuff. Now, and not just them, but everybody, all the guys I know, we like to show pictures of the booty, pictures of the kitty pictures, booty pictures of the women that we feel like we have conquered. Yeah, man. I got this one, I look what I got. And we like to do that. I mean, that's what we do. That's what we do. Okay, thank you, brother. Thank you. People that texted me, compliment me on that interview. Thank you so much. Thank you. Look at my hair. Oh. Looks like it's thinning, right? It's not. Anyway, so who's really in charge? Because we meet a girl, out somewhere, Atlanta, San Francisco, LA, New York, whatever. And we meet a chick, and we bag her. I don't mean to be so graphic with my talk, but we get her, get her up to the room, do our thing, and then we tell our friends, and I'm guilty of it too. We tell our friends, have been guilty of it. Tell our friends, yeah, man, look at this one, look what I got. But is that what you got, or were you got? Who's really in charge when it comes to male and female confrontation? And I don't mean physical, but who's really in charge? See, because as men, we like to think that we bagged it, I got this, I'm the man. You like the song I play, Aloe Black. Shout out to Aloe Black for allowing me to use that piece of his song at the beginning of my talk radio show. But as men, we like to think that we conquered, we bagged it. Yeah, I got it. I got it to my room. I hid it. No disrespect to the women who are watching this show, because I can't even see. I see there's some people watching it, but there's a lot more people watching it than what I can actually see. So y'all give me a break tonight. But as men, we like to say, yeah, I got that. Look at that. Look at that coochie. Look at that booty. Look what I got. But did you get that, or were you? Who was really in charge? And I talk to a lot of women, and I've had women tell me that they wouldn't talk to a man unless they could see themselves sleeping with a man. He wouldn't get any rhythm whatsoever. So who's really in charge? I think, in my opinion, that the women decide what happens, not us. We like to think it's us, but it's not us. The women decide what's going to happen that night. Because what happens if she comes up to your room and she doesn't do anything? What happens if she comes to your room and gets to the starting line and says no? Then that's it. It's no, that's it. Done deal. She's in charge of that. Now you can try and get it and go to prison, but now if a woman comes to your hotel room and if she changes her mind for whatever reason or says no, that's it. End of story. Because we're not going to say no. Man's not going to say no. Married, single, or otherwise, a man's not going to say no. But the women can say no. And so now what? Now your bubble is busted. You're not going to get what you thought you was going to get because she said no. So so when we get a woman, or we sleep with a woman, or whatever the case may be, you meet a woman, sleep with him, who was really in charge of that situation? Was it you or was it them? I say it was them. I say that the woman was in charge of that situation. And I say the reason why you got it is because she decided that you were going to get it. Not you decided that you were going to get it. She decided that you were going to get it. In my opinion. Let me see who's trying to. Mark, okay. Pat, Dr. Lamb says women always decide. Absolutely, Dr. Lamb. Mark Fowler says, not me. I never bragged about getting laid. That's definitely simp behavior. I never had a problem getting laid. My problem was getting rid of them afterward. Dr. Lamb says, well, Patrick Lambie, I better known as, I call him Dr. Lamb. They know when you meet them what can happen. Absolutely. They know when you meet them what can happen. Shout out to my homeboy Marshy. At the end of the day, women choose us. They know we are the hunters. Our job is not to screw it up. You shout out to you, Marshy. I couldn't have said it better myself. It's 14 minutes past the hour of 7 o'clock. So yeah, they decide. We don't decide. They decide. Thank you, Dr. Lamb, for acknowledging that. And I'm not talking about anybody in particular. I'm not talking about anybody that I know. Okay, let's just get that straight. I'm not talking about anybody that I know. You know, I love all my peoples. I would never come on the radio and talk about anybody that I know, unless I can say something good about it. So yeah, shout out to Marshy. Thank you, Marshy. Yeah, Marshy says at the end of the day, women choose us. Yeah, absolutely. They choose us. So we can, yeah, and I've done it. I still do it. Yeah, I got this. savoir-faire is everywhere, yeah, but deep down inside, I know what happened. And I know I wasn't in charge. I know the old girl was in charge, and I only got it. And I don't mean to be so graphic, everybody. I don't mean to be so graphic, but I got it because she wanted me to have it, not because, I mean, and you have to show some, you have to have a little finesse, a little couth, a little, your gear got to be right, et cetera. So you got to have some pieces in place to bring them in. But at the end of the day, they decide what's going to happen that night. Not you, or not us men. They decide. Lamont Gates, shout out to Lamont Gates, who says Me Too movement should have, no, who cares? Look, I'm not, they can come after me if they want to, okay? They can get me, I hope they do come after me. I'll get some free publicity. Lamont Gates says Me Too movement should have you not even discussing it. No, I am discussing it. I don't give a damn about the Me Too movement. Yeah, I don't, shout out to Lamont Gates, I don't force myself upon anybody. I don't force myself upon women. If anything, they force themselves upon me. I don't force myself on nobody. Hey, if you don't want to deal with me, that's fine. I'm walking, because I'm not going to prison. Mark Fowler says I never could cold approach women. Don't hate the player, hate the game. Your woman chose on me. Wow, unbelievable. That's kind of that's striking there, brother. They decide what happens. It's 10 minutes before the hour. Okay, one quick break, everybody. Hang in with me. One quick break as I went over with Michael Cavalcanti, who I will bring back to the show. Michael Cavalcanti, A Father's Double Life. We'll take a quick break, come right back with the end of the show. It's the Ron Kelly Show. Everybody, it's on blogtalkradio.com and RonKellyShow.com.
The United States of America was the greatest country before Trump, and it's the greatest country now after Trump. The white supremacists want to go back. They want to go back to the days when it was legal to own slaves.
You are about to be entertained by the 8th, the young man who has become a legend in his own time. You want answers? I want the truth. You can't handle the truth.
Yes, indeed, I am the man. What a news cycle this is. This guy has got to go. Trump has got to go. George Floyd snuffed out by this police officer who's supposed to be serving and protecting people.
It's the Ron Kelly Show.
That's right, everybody. This is this is the Ron Kelly Show. Everybody's on blogtalkradio.com, the Ron Kelly Show.com, Facebook Live, YouTube Live, TikTok, Instagram, Twitter, just everywhere. You know, everywhere you go, you can't escape me. I'm here, I'm there, I am everywhere. Everybody, welcome back to the Ron Kelly Show. It's about 9 minutes before the hour of 8 o'clock. Shout out to DP. What's up, my brother? DP. Shout out to you. Shout out to my people. See this? See those are my peoples right there. You know, I never could get anybody I know to listen to my show. They just wouldn't do it. Because most of them say, man, we see you every day, so it ain't nothing special. Which I'm like, okay. But shout out to these dudes, man. These are some real thorough dudes. Steph, DP, Dr. Lamb, Marsh, Dex, Kev, I mean Gilly, I mean all my smoking Brano McCready, who I went to school with 95 years ago, who I was in the fourth grade. Who was our fourth grade teacher? Was that me, Mr. DeGenova? Who was the fourth grade teacher? I forget. But yeah, Ronald McCready, who remembered me from grammar school years and years ago, downtown Jersey City, school number 9. Mercer Street, downtown Jersey City, right around the corner from Saint. God, what was the name of that church? My mind is playing tricks on me. We lived next to the Dixon Pencil Factory. I'm not going to say whether the factory was still open or not when I was a kid. I'll leave that to your imagination. Anyway, everybody, it's 8 minutes before the hour. So yeah. Wow, yeah. So who's really in charge? We in charge, you know. So let's see. Shout out to Mark Fowler, who says, to succeed with women, you have to know how to lead women. Interesting. Shout out to Suzanne New, my friend from Staten Island, says that being respectful and getting what this is about is more important to avoid future issues. You know, yeah, St. Bridget's, that's it, Ronald McCready. St. Bridget's. You know, but the women, you know, but women. I mean, Lamont Gates talked about the Me Too movement, but women, you know, women who were giving it up easy. I mean, if that's what you're doing, nobody's going to want to keep. I'm not going to want to keep you. If I can get it, you know, and I ain't really got to do nothing to get it, you're not going to be my girl. You see, that's one of the things those women don't understand. That you're never going to be my girl. If I could just pass through, slam it and leave, I ain't got to make no commitment. I ain't got to love you. I ain't got to take you nowhere. If it's like that, and you sending me naked pictures, you ain't never gonna be my girl. I'm speaking for myself personally. You're never gonna be my girl. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I'm just hitting you. I'm just hitting it. You're never gonna be my girl. You know, because if you're gonna be my girl, I want to have to fight for it. You know, I want to have to struggle for it. I mean, really, you know, speaking respectfully. I mean, I don't want. I mean, yeah, I'll pass through and hit it and keep going and, you know, go on the run. But thank you, my brother. Thank you, Dr. Lamb. Thank you, Dr. Lamb. Great show. Thank you, Dr. Lamb. Mark Fowler says you have to know how to apply the PIMP principles into the square world. Suzanne Newman says read the first one. Suzanne Newman says it's about 6 minutes before the hour. Suzanne Newman says, so for the most part, women who say yes generally are looking for more than a one-night stand or casual friends with benefits situation. Women definitely get more emotionally attached. Not to say sometimes, and I'll say more now, women feel more liberated and control and are good with the, you know what? And you're 100% right, Suzanne Newman. And I got to eat my words. You're 100% right, because there are some women who, see, I'll put it like this. It's about 5 minutes before the hour. You can be classy or you can be trashy in regards to how you do things. So, you know what? And I rarely do this, but you can, if you meet a woman and you get it the first time you meet her, it doesn't necessarily mean that she's a hooker or anything like that. So let me take that back. I'm gonna eat my words tonight. Because that's not necessarily true. You can be classy or you can be trashy about it. And I think that if you can be classy, and I've said this before, but I'm getting carried away with this radio show. But I've said that before, that if you meet a woman and you get it the first time that you meet her, it doesn't necessarily mean that she's dirty. You know, it doesn't necessarily mean that she's dirty. Because there's a way to do stuff. See, because when a woman gives herself to you, she's for most women, when a woman gives herself to you, she's giving you her most precious gift, the most precious thing in a woman's mind. To us, a lot of us, we just want to hit and run. But in a woman's mind, she's giving you the most precious thing that she can give you. You know, the problem is she can't take it back, but she's giving you the most precious thing in her mind that she could give you, which is her body, because her body is the most precious thing to her. So, you know, my father says, I chase my paper, not women. Okay. And Ronald McCready says, a woman already knows who they want to have sex with. Oh, 100%. But just because you get it the first time that you meet the woman does not mean that she's trashy. It does not mean that. It does not mean that she's dirty. It does not mean that. So, okay. Ooh, boy, this has been. I'm gonna be getting a lot of text messages. I'm already getting a ton of text messages already about this. So Messenger is going to be loaded. The email rkellytalk@aol.com. rkellytalk@aol.com is going to be loaded. Lamont Gates says Gloria Allred. You know what, Lamont Gates? I wish Gloria Allred would mention my name. You know how much that would be worth if Gloria Allred came after me? See, there's no such thing as bad publicity. It depends on who's coming after you. And Gloria Allred is famous. So if I welcome Gloria Allred to come after me. I welcome Gloria Allred to try to sue me. I welcome it. Because guess what? The minute Gloria Allred says something, mentions my radio show, I'll have 1 million listeners next week. So, Gloria Allred, please mention me. Alyssa Milano, who started the Me Too movement, please mention me, please, because I'll have 100,000 Twitter followers and 1 million listeners, just like that. So please mention me, Gloria Allred, Alyssa Milano. Who used to be on Who's the Boss, little girl on Who's the Boss. Now she's anyway. Mark Fowler says applying pimp principles into the square world means getting a woman to be cooperative, submissive, and feminine in your presence. You know, Mark Fowler, I had thought about bringing you onto the program, but we have to talk first. And we will do that. I will call you. I do have your number. We will talk before I bring you on the show, because you're gonna have to tone it down. Anyway, everybody, welcome. Thank you for joining me 45 minutes before the hour of 7 o'clock. Thank you, everybody. Marsh and Dr. Lamb and Kevin and Steph, and I didn't see Steph, but all my peoples over at Fume. I should be there in a second. Shout out to Gilly. Haven't seen you in a long time. Gilly, love you, man. Ronald McCready, Kev, Albert Vega last night. Check him out. Albert Vega, dymusicradio.com every Wednesday night, I believe it is, 7 to 9, 9 to 11. Just check him out. Anyway, everybody, as I always say, it's nice to be important, but it's more important to be nice than that. We may not have it all together, but together we can certainly have it all. Thank you so much. I think I'm done.